Okay, so I am live, and today is day 16 of Go Live Challenge. Today I'm supposed to share my story. So, from last 15 days, we have been consistently doing a Go Live challenge from Facebook. Each day there was a topic given, and we had to speak on that. And today's topic is to share my story. My personal story is the story of transformation from confusion to clarity. Before I say my story, Ja- can you relate to these words? Being a woman, did you ever feel that you have to choose between your happiness, wealth, your family, your career, the passion? Because I feel as a woman, we feel a lot guilty more than men. We could see that our partners can work for 15 to 16 hours a day when needed without feeling guilt. But as a women, when we start working for 15 to 16 hours a day, even though somebody asks you or not, even though somebody questions you or not, we start feeling guilty for not spending enough time with our partners or with our kids or not taking care of the family. As a women, we feel that we are supposed to be all rounders, super women, taking care of the family, taking care of all the nitty gritty things in the office, balancing your life, your passion, your career, your health, still look good and do everything. Somehow we had these super moms who were doing so many things in home, and we feel that we have to match our moms. Maybe question yourself that are you living a different life than your mom and still expecting yourself that do all the best things what your mom did, be that mom to your kids? Is it possible? So these questions were eating my head from a long time. At the age of 17, I started working for Indian Railways. For around 10 years, I worked in Indian Railways. And when my first child was born, the work was 24 hours around the clock. And I felt that I had to spend more time with my kid. So, in my maternity leave, I prepared for bank exams and resigned my railway job and got into State Bank of India, a nationalized bank, where again we have a secure job, but the big advantage was it's a 10 to 5 job. So I can go to office at 10 and back to be home at 5. Even though salary at the starting point, like when I resigned my 10 years of railway job, with the experience, the salary I got from a central government job and to the salary I got in bank, it was not even 70% of my previous job. Still I went for it because I wanted to have that 10 to 5 job where I can give good quality to my kid. So when I as I was working in the bank, I realized that I bought my first dream house, a housing loan which the bank provides for the staff. But after taking that loan, to work to have a good life within that salary with the housing loan burden for 1 year, it was too difficult. So every time, if I had to buy something for my kid, it was difficult for me. I felt bad spending each single rupee, and I was tired of the life where I had to think about money twice before spending. How much ever we try to save money with a limited income, it is not possible. So I started doing side hustles in my free time, balancing my time with a full time job, with a kid, and a family to take care of. I started doing side hustles because I felt that I needed to earn more money to support my family, to buy those small gifts to my child, so that I can fulfill his dreams. When I started working as a freelancer, the I worked like crazy. I slept for around 4 hours per day, and I was taking assignments as social media managers, as content creator. I wore so many hats. Along with that, I wrote a book, self-published a book in Amazon for parenting. So my book sales also got increased. I was also working as a blogger. I was trying different hats to figure out what is that which would help me live that life. I wanted to feel alive. I wanted to figure out what will give me that ultimate happiness. So 2015, I self-published my book in Amazon, became a blogger, was a freelancer in Fiverr, getting different income opportunities along with my bank job and taking care of my family and my kid. Around 2000, uh, I think I don't remember the year actually, but maybe it was along the journey of many self-learning courses that I figured out that coaching service is the best for a women. Because with coaching services, whatever the gift we have as a woman or as a man, anybody, whatever the gift we have, we can teach it to other peoples to better their lives. That was the number one achievement and fulfillment of a coach. The second one was the income was decent. The third point was we could have flexible timings. I could balance my family life, my income stream, my clients' needs, everything was flexible. So I felt that a coaching journey is the ultimate answer to my search for all these years. So along with my banking job, I started my coaching as a side hustle. I was doing it for a few years because somewhere I was still afraid to leave my secured job. And another point is, I loved my bank job. I loved my persona of being a banker in the morning and doing coaching service in the evening. Somehow I felt it fulfilling. But in the year 2022, one of my son, he was living in a residential school. He called me in residential the residential school where he lived. They have fixed timings for the children to have the phone. So weekly twice they were given 30 minutes of phone time so that they can speak with their parents. So when my child called, I was in my bank, I was working, and there was a people who are from India know how the queues are in State Bank of India. So I was working as a front office staff, and there were 30 people in front of me standing in queue who I had to serve, and my son was calling me. So if there is not much queue, then I can tell them, excuse me, and leave my chair for 5 minutes and come back and do my work. But that day, I think it was a Monday, it was heavily rushed. There were so many people, the staff were not available, and I couldn't get up from the seat. And still I had to ask excuse me for to the customer who was standing in front of me, and I just took the call because my son was calling me three times continuously. Usually he doesn't do that. So when he called thrice, I had to pick up the call. And once I took the call, he was crying continuously. He had some issue in his school. He felt something bad and he wanted to share with his mom. And that day, I felt very bad. I couldn't give 5 minutes to my son to understand what his issue was or to speak him with comfort. I was not available for my son, and that broke my heart. I felt that as a mom, even though I was trying to juggle so many things with my passion, career, a blogger, a coach, somehow I failed miserably as a mother that day. I decided that I enough of the side hustles. I am going to give my full for one thing, and I had to take a choice there. I resigned my job from SBI within 30 days. I gave a notice, I resigned my job, and decided that I am going to dedicate my life full time as a coach. That was the turning point in my life where, as a woman, I need not choose between my happiness, my family, my guilt, my passion, my career, and the wealth I wanted to accumulate for my family, for myself, and for the society I wish to serve. So that day, I resigned my full time job, took the full plunge in coaching, and I'm sure I will never regret that day because now I feel that I live my life completely. Thank you for listening to my story. I feel that every woman in this world should not be needed to take a choice between the time for her family or her passion or her happiness. Compromise is a word I have always heard in my life. I was told that as a woman, you need to compromise. You need to compromise with your partner. You need to compromise with your kid. You need to compromise with your bosses. You need to compromise in so many things. You need to even compromise with the feeling of guilt. I feel as a woman, let us stop compromising. Yes, we cannot be the best in all the paths we choose, but let us try to give whatever is possible. Let us not compromise for what is the basic things in life. Let's live our life to the fullest. I believe that as a woman, life is full of opportunities, and it is what we do with the opportunities matter. This is my story of confusion to clarity. It took me a few years to understand where my passion lies, what is the purpose of me for coming to this society, why I am living this life, why I am as a coach. But once I figured it out, there was no looking back. Friends, if you feel that coaching is your journey, as a coach is what you want, you can do the best thing in life, or you have an e-commerce business and you want to serve people with your products or services, just go for it. Try to live a life without any guilt. Give your best shot. This is my story. I would love to hear your stories. Comment below your story and that one incident which made you take that huge plunge in life. I would like to hear your story. Thank you.